We're going to look at the three types of plate boundaries when lithospheric plates are in contact with one another. The first type is a convergent boundary where the two plates are moving towards one another. So this would be, so far, the only thing we've talked about that's like this would be subduction zones. This is a divergent boundary where the plates are moving apart in opposite directions away from one another, and this is the type of boundary we see between plates where ocean floor spreading is going on. Transform boundaries are where the two plates slide past one another. And we haven't really talked about this yet, but the North American plate and the Pacific plate along the coast of California are moving in this manner. So here's a different look at an animation of a divergent boundary, like you would see at a mid-ocean ridge. So the plates are moving in opposite directions. So this is a convergent boundary, and I'm trying to click on the play button, there we go, where we have an oceanic plate running into a continental plate, and that's where subduction is occurring because the oceanic plate is more dense than the continental plate and gets pushed under. Here's another illustration. It's the best one I could find of a convergent boundary where continental plate and continental plate are coming together, and you get folded mountains forming here. And this is what's going on between India and Asia right now, forming the Himalayas. The last animation here is a transform boundary. So as you can see, the two plates are sliding past one another in opposite directions. And the last thing that I want to point out is some other terminology that's sometimes applied to these types of boundaries. A divergent boundary is quite often called a constructive boundary because it's constructing new ocean floor. A convergent boundary is quite often called a destructive boundary because, well, some of the crust is being destroyed. And transform faults are quite often called conservative boundaries because the crust is neither being created nor destroyed. Rather, it's being conserved. So that's it for the types of plate boundaries.